What's going on, everybody? It is the day after I stayed up all night and went to sleep that day. Then I went to work last night after 6 hours of sleep. But I planted the tanks. The lights were shut off, and this is my first time back into the room since I planted the tanks. I didn't turn the lights on even to look at them. I was just so tired. So this is going to be my first real look at what I actually did to the tanks, and from what I'm seeing from right here, this tank looks pretty cool. I took out a lot of the plastic. I remember doing that, but I really haven't gone in. I'm still holding the plate full of blanched spinach that I haven't brought in to bring to the babies, plecos, and I can see one of them swimming across the front. So let's do a quick look at what I did. This one, which is the one with the clover-like looking leaves, it seems to be more of a floating plant. I gotta look that one up and find out more on it. I gotta look up all these, but I planted some of the pennywort looking stuff right here. It may be pennywort, and I just got it under a scientific name, so I'm not positive. But that's all I really did with this tank. I haven't really done too much with this tank. I don't want to go, it's already got a lot of plants in it. I don't want to go too overboard, you know what I mean? So now we'll go to the next door tank. I remember putting the sage back in the corner, so now I got like a little sage garden here. It goes all the way. I remember putting it all the way around the corner, and putting it in here, but I don't know how it looked. And I even put it to about halfway. The rotella I planted right there. Kind of hard to see it, but they're planted right there, right there. I put one over here, which I'm going to trim some of these leaves back and start letting some of the light come down to some of the lower leaves, because things aren't growing very great at the moment because of all that shade. Then I put the creeping Jenny over here. So you can't even really see in this one spot here because it's just so dark. I can see it, but this is just a black spot right there, and that's not how it looks. So I'm going to work on that, and I'll do another video for that one after I do that. But this looks pretty cool, I think. Really heavily planted. And I still have some shoots that are up here that didn't quite get in. I'm going to give those to my buddy who wasn't able to go. He wanted something that, like sage for that, and I got some, so I'm going to give him some of that. I'll give him some of the shorter runners, and then I'll give him the one of the nice long ones. So, and it's just where you're replacing plastic plants in here, so he'll be happy. Alright, so that was that one. Now this one, I took out a lot of the plastic plants. There's still a few in there. And there's one back there, and another one next to that, and one sitting right there. And it's a fake log, and that's fake wood. But this is now, I put the hydro back along here in this thing, hoping this will really spread out. I pulled the wisteria that was there, and I put it into this tank up on top so that the little plecos have some nice algae to go feed on. I'm going to be putting in the oh no, I got a dead guppy. Darn it. I wonder if she was able to pop any babies out beforehand. This sucks. Where's the net? Oh, I hope that doesn't screw with the plecos. She's not stinky dead, so hopefully it was just like a recent. Well, it sucks. I hate losing fish like that, at least finding them like that. Throw that out there in a little bit. That's another good thing by keeping buckets of water sometimes. I can take that and find something like that, I can throw it in there, and it's not going to just sit there. It's not going to put that down the toilet when I drain that into the bathroom. But oh, but I put some of the sage back here too, see if that'll take off. And then put some of the pennywort stuff right here in front. I've always, if this turns out to be pennywort, and I just don't know because it's not, I don't know the scientific names of plants, then I'm going to be really stoked because I've been looking for pennywort for a while. I like pennywort. I've always thought it was a really cool plant. When I've tried to keep it in the past, before I started keeping fish and plants again this time. Before I moved up here. When I moved up here, I stopped for a bit, but I never got it to last. But I could always find it in the stores. And when I started up again, I started doing dirt. I decided I wanted to try to find it because I always liked the look of it, and I could never find it besides ordering it online. And I've never ordered anything online besides filters or something like that. Never fish, never plants. Although I kind of wouldn't mind, but I really don't need any plants as you can see anymore. I mean, that one's so overplanted I can pull some of it out and put it in here if I want. I'm kind of moving away from wisteria a little bit, although I do like wisteria. It is a great plant. Just, it doesn't, I don't trim enough for how fast that grows. So, I'm trying to move away. I leave clumps of it floating. My pet store doesn't want to take that just for the fact that the stalks aren't straight, kind of like how this is more of a straight stalk here. It's climbing towards the light type thing. And then let's see what I did on this tank with the guppies and the plecos. Just put in that little piece right there, and then I put some of the clover-looking plant floating back in here for when the babies get born. They'll have some plants they can swim in at the top. But beyond that, you know, not too much. Oh, that's right, I did have something over here, but I'm not going to get close. I got to figure out what to do here. I can't barely walk back here to get to this tank even to feed it. And that's going to get really grainy the closer I get. I put some small pieces of the sage back against the back wall over here, like 2 or 3 pieces along there. And then I put a couple pieces of pennywort right down there in front. You can kind of see the little round disc. That's all I really did with that one. Just, I'm really trying to figure out what I want to do with this tank. I want to put the glass cats into the 30 and move the red tail into here. I think this will be a good thing for the red tail as soon as I can get some more of the betas out, because the betas are more sprinters, not swimmers, and that shark is a swimmer. It'll go after, and they'll tire out before he gets to him. And I don't think he'll rip them apart or anything like that. Just no reason to have him harassed. I like having this as a community tank. Talk to y'all later. Yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. It was just a few minutes after I was doing the last one. I walked over, I started looking at my tanks, kind of, oh, I like that, I like the look of this. And I was looking over at my 10 gallon, and I was thinking, I'd really like to be able to catch the single, what am I trying to say? Single cherry shrimp that I had left that I put in here. When they all started dying out of my other tank, I couldn't figure out why. And so I finally pulled the single one I had left and put it into a well-established tank that does very well. Even though that other tank was well-established, this one has never failed. It has been running for like 2 years now, non-stop. And the plants are still growing great. And the only thing I did was dirt it the one time. So I found him. I came over and looked, and he was sitting on the piece of wood down here on top. And I put a net behind him, a net in front of him, and moved towards him, and he skittered back right into the net. And now I can catch him and put him with my other ones, with the new ones I got. And the very cool thing about that is that means I got a whole tank full of females. One of them over here was basically clear right here. Let's see if I can get her to show up. Oh, I scared her. She's very pale, and I don't know if that is still because of the transport to here. Some of them have reddened up. A lot of them are very light. And this one, it looks like a male, like the coloring. And then, but she's carrying eggs, and she's the size of a female. So it's kind of odd. But cool thing is, I got new blood to throw into them, because they've probably been bred with the ones that the guy had. This will be a male that I've had it from gotten up here for a while back, and throw him in there, and he'll have a whole, throw in a whole new bloodline. And he's a nice dark red even for just a male. He's pretty red. So I'm gonna get him acclimated, get him into this little cup right here, and start acclimating him back over to that tank. Just thought it was kind of cool.